This episode is all about lemon balm, the plant for herbal tea lovers, people that have trouble keeping plants alive, and for gardeners that like a diversity in their edible garden and a wonderful bee-attracting plant that has a lot of uses. Lemon balm has a really nice botanic name. It's called Melissa, and it's Old Greek for honeybee. And this plant is definitely a bee attractor and a very welcome addition to any permaculture garden for that purpose. Just by attracting those Australian native blue-banded bees alone, Melissa brings into the garden a buzz pollinator. And buzz pollinators are shakers of the plants, maybe like a bumblebee. Certain plants, such as the tomato, really respond well to a buzz pollinator. The blue-banded bee is indigenous to Australia. It's a solitary bee. The females have 4 bands and the males have 5, so you can tell the difference between the males and the females. The males live on the tips of your plants and the females live in a mud nest. So it's a good idea to keep some areas of soil a bit free of very heavy mulch as well. Lemon balm is a moisture-loving herb that thrives well in semi-shade to full sun. It grows well in pots and containers as well as in the ground. You can air dry the leaves or collect the seeds for propagation by harvesting the plant when it's in flower and tying it into a paper bag and letting it dry in a cool, dry place. Lemon balm can be grown very easily through seeds or by root division. Plant is very easy to dig up, divide the root and replant in another position, water it in at the end, and it's not particular about any type of soil. Lemon balm is easy to grow, so therefore good for all those plant killers out there. For cuttings, take off the end, put it in some soil, keep it fairly moist. So that's how you get lemon balm. I got it for free, it just turned up of its own accord. So it does respond quite well to pruning. So if you're somebody that want to have a nice, compact, attractive plant, you can prune the lemon balm down in any case, cutting back to main branches, and it will branch out again. There is also work in containing the plant. It does have the tendency to take over in your garden. It spreads readily by seed and by root spread. And so the ways to contain the plant is to use containers or use barriers in the ground, a bit similar to what you might do with mint, and avoid it going to seed and blowing through your garden. So if you really want to contain lemon balm, you need to trim it when it is flowering to stop the spread of the seed throughout your garden. The thing with lemon balm is, though, that when it is flowering, it is so good for the insects. It attracts all kinds of pollinators and butterflies and birds. So there is that decision to be made about the trimming of the plant and then the consequences of it spreading. Of course, another way of keeping this plant under control is just to keep using it a lot. And so here are some ways to use lemon balm in your garden, starting with the most obvious and probably the best use of lemon balm, and that is lemon balm tea. Lemon balm tea has some medicinal properties. It helps with digestion and sleep, and so pairs very well with chamomile, but it's also very refreshing and hydrating and a nice herbal tea if you're into herbal teas. For the use of lemon balm, it's best harvested and used fresh. That's a good reason to have a bit in your garden because of the essential oils and the aromas get a bit lost in the dried. However, you can use it in cooking and it pairs well with fish and poultry, and also desserts such as jellies and custards. The whole of the lemon balm plant is edible, but most people go after the fresh, young leaves. Lemon balm pairs very well with gin and tonic, and even fake gin and tonic, which is a thing and it's very delicious. If you're into herby flower arrangements, lemon balm is good as a cut flower and it lasts for a fair amount of time. Here it's looking very great with some echinacea and some sage. I started off with the idea of 10 things to do with lemon balm, but I completely overshot that, and I think I've got about 15 if I include the idea that chickens love lemon balm. And so as I've been weeding and just pulling out a little bit of lemon balm here and there, it goes into the chook pen. If I get a root, I'll plant it because it lasts a fair bit longer in the chook pen than if I throw it around. It gets scratched about and it's gone in about, I don't know, an hour. Lemon balm is also supposed to be a good deterrent of mice and other rodents in the compost bin. The other thing is the discovery of, I think, my favourite cake now, which is a lemon balm cake. It is really a protein bomb. It's made from almond and 2 eggs, but it starts with 1/4 cup of lemon balm. I'm going to try lemon balm jelly for the first time. There are a few recipes about. They all seem to have the same basic ingredients. I haven't got any pectin, but I did find this sugar at the local supermarket and I'm going to give it a go, except I've only got 2 cups worth instead of 4, and so I'm going to halve the recipe, and that can sometimes lead to a flop. Oh well, let's see. To sterilise jars, give them a wash and then put them in the oven and turn the oven on up to 110 and boil the lids. I simmered the lemon mixture for a minute and then I added the sugar and simmered for another minute. So this will have to set overnight. I'll put a link into the description for this recipe, but it does have a lot of extra information around canning the jelly, although it can apparently last a year in the fridge. Thanks for watching all the way through to the end. Thanks for all the subscriptions and lovely comments, and I'll leave you with a couple of shots of some folk who tirelessly work behind the scenes, toiling on disrupting all aspects of my videos. Okay, thanks for watching and bye.